It's time to enter the world of real estate with Hawaii's only true real estate show, the Team Lally Real Estate Show. Grab a pen and get ready to take notes. Hawaii's premier real estate leaders, Adrian Lally and Attilio Leonardi, will bring you the latest in real estate news and real-world strategies on how they can guarantee to sell your home at a price and deadline you agree to, or they'll buy it. Now, here are your hosts, Adrian and Attilio.
Welcome to the Team Lally Real Estate Show. Home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or we'll buy it. If you have any real estate questions, you can reach us at 633-8633. That's 633-8633. Or check us out at teamlally.com, and that's Lally.
Well, hey, everybody. This is Attilio. I was at the Maui Aquarium checking out the jellyfish display. Lady tapped me on the shoulder, started asking me a bunch of tax and legal questions. I said, hey, those are great questions. What I highly recommend you do is seek the appropriate licensed professional. Then I said, but Mom, what other questions do you have? So if you have hear anything on the show, sounds like legal advice, we want to talk with the attorneys with heart. Who are they?
Kane and Heron, right over here in Wailuku.
Yeah. And if anything sounds like legal advice, hey, run that past your CPA or tax professional. Because today we are realtors and we're going to talk about real estate.
All right, so we do have some of our favorite Jack Handy quotes here before we start the show. So I got a few of them here for you today. All right, so sometimes I think you have to march right in and demand your rights, even if you don't know what your rights are or who the person is that you're talking to. Then on the way out, slam the door.
What?
Where's my sound effect for that?
There you go. I'll do it like NPR, you know, the guy who just does it with his mouth.
All right, next one. Today I accidentally stepped on a snail on the sidewalk in front of our house, and I thought...
Squish.
No. I thought... I too am like that snail. I build a defensive wall around myself, like a shell, if you will. But my shell isn't made out of a hard protective substance. Mine is made out of tinfoil and paper bags.
Tinfoil and what are you, homeless?
I guess so.
Well, at least you're eco-friendly. You recycle.
All right, and then the last one, and then we're going to bring our honest banker, Brady Spangler. Yeah, that's the last one.
Why is it so long? This whole thing?
It's a story about Hawaii, and I just had to
once when I was in Hawaii on the island of Kauai, I met a mysterious old stranger. He said he was about to die and wanted to tell someone about the treasure. I said, okay, so long as it's not a long story. Some of us have a plane to catch, you know. He started telling his story about the treasure and his life and all, and I thought, this story isn't too long. But then he kept going, and I started thinking, uh-oh, this story is getting long. But then the story was over, and I said to myself, you know, that story was too long after all. I forgot what the story was about. But there was a good movie on the plane. It was a little long, though.
I don't know.
This Jack guy, he must do. I know he doesn't do drugs, but drugs.
How do you know he doesn't do drugs?
No, let me finish.
Okay.
Sometimes drugs lingers in your system, and then it bubbles back up into your brain, and then you come up with these kind of sayings.
Yeah.
Must be.
Okay.
No,
so
he's just creative.
Creative
with the air quotes.
All right, so we have Brady Spangler from Axia Home Loans. He's our honest banker here on Maui. Are you there, Brady?
Aloha, Team Lally. So you guys confirmed today that drugs are bad.
Yes. Don't do them. Just say no.
Just say no.
Absolutely.
No cookies.
How's your day going?
Oh,
good.
Awesome day. We actually got here to the station, and we got some vegan cookies from Mrs. Maui.
Uncle Eddie's vegan cookies.
But she ate a couple. She had a test. I'll make sure they're not poison.
I'm missing out.
These are made with organic grains and cigarette butts. No cigarette butts.
Maybe I'm happy that I'm missing out then.
No, they look tasty.
Yeah.
And Attilio was trying to eat one.
Well, I was thinking, it's kind of rude to be eating on air.
Don't do that.
Don't do it.
All right, so Brady, could you share a recent success story with us and the listeners?
Oh, well, you know,
or whatever you like.
So many to share.
Yeah.
I will mention that we've got 30-year fixed are at 12-month lows right now. So
wow.
I mean, Fannie Mae came out in its 2014 economic and housing outlook yesterday, and they said, they've had a year-over-year decline in new home sales, existing home sales, multifamily home sales, and housing starts. So they're hoping the summer months everything's going to kick in. I mean, obviously it's a little bit different here on the island,
Yes.
but the economy is just it needs a little more steam. I think to power it down the track, and that's why we're seeing rates drop a little bit. And I think a lot of analysts are saying that we might even see a dip in interest rates, even lower than they're at right now. But what I always tell my clients is if you like them, lock them. If you want to gamble, you can you can float. But I think a recent success story really that comes to my mind is this client went to a couple different banks, and she's self-employed. She has a couple different businesses, and she has, I think it was 11 properties.
Oh, wow.
And she had been kind of pushed out of the purchase market because she got so frustrated. She said, nobody will talk to me. Nobody will give me a loan. They said, I don't qualify. And I said, okay. We originally spoke on the phone. I said, I'm going to type you a needs list letter, which I do for all my clients. I have a 5 to 10 minute conversation with them, see what they need. I type up a letter so they have a checklist and they can supply all documentation. So once we get an accepted offer or the offer's been accepted, we get those within 48 hours, and that's how we close so quickly. So I got all of her documentation. I analyzed her tax returns. I did net rental income worksheets for all 11 or 12 properties, and I called her back and said, yeah, you qualify, no problem. And she was like, well, what's the catch? And I said, there's no catch. You just really maybe need to learn, the bankers that she talked to didn't realize how to look at her tax returns. So, I mean, she had really been looking. And she was so discouraged for 3 years. And we finally closed last week. And she wasn't going to believe it until we actually closed. But, now she's got condo on the beach that she's moving here. And she's going to be living in full time. She's a consultant, so she can work from wherever. But it just goes to show, that knowledge and experience and expertise to get the deals done, speaks volumes. A lot of people, because it's a little bit more of a challenge and a lot more paperwork was necessary and a lot more time had to go into her approval, it doesn't mean that it can't be done. It's just there's a way to structure a lot of deals that people just don't understand.
I think it was that you were willing to do that little extra work for her, because I always had that misconception, or like I've heard that the laws kind of keep changing with when you have more than 10 properties that it's pretty tough to get a loan. That there's some kind of guidelines.
I've done a client with 26.
Wow.
Wow.
There's not really a limit. Just the majority of clients that have multiple properties are professional real estate investors, and they're not leveraged to the T's, so they're cash flowing all those. And you really have to be in case you have a downswing in the market or, you have vacancies, because you can get behind real quick if you're not covered or there's not equity positions in those. So, yeah, as long as the numbers make sense and the cash flow is there, it doesn't matter how many properties they have.
Well, that's encouraging news. And that's a great story. Thank you for sharing it with us and our listeners. That's Brady Spangler, the honest banker from Axia Home Loans.
And what's the phone number?
808-264-3798.
And that's thehonestbanker.com online.
I'm telling you, you better go check on that domain name, thehonestbanker.com.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Brady, for calling in and sharing that awesome success story. Our listeners need to give you a call. Yeah, you rock. Thanks, Brady.
Have a great day.
All right. So we do need to take a quick break, but when we come back, we have a very special guest joining us to share some information that will
change your life forever.
That's right.
We recommend Fidelity National Title Insurance Company for your next real estate transaction.
Through its nationwide network of direct operations and agents, Fidelity National Title provides title insurance, underwriting, escrow, and closing services to consumers.
Check them out at fidelitynationaltitle.com or fntic.com.
When you're trying to find the best of the best, don't settle for an agent that's just like the rest. Pick a team that knows just what to do. From buying or selling, we work hard for you. Team Lally, the best real estate in the islands. 227-2703.
Tired of waiting 2 or 3 months to finalize your home loan or refinance? Maui's Axia Home Loans has a turnaround time of 30 days or less by processing your loans locally.
Take advantage of today's low interest rates by calling our good friend Brady Spangler of Axia Home Loans. His personal cell is 264-3798. That's 264-3798. You know what I like about Axia?
What do you like about Axia?
Well, they're committed to creating sustainable home ownership through responsible lending. Hawaii NMLS ID number 27830.
Do you get skeptical and really frustrated when thinking about real estate? Well, then here's a unique proposition for you. It's from Adrian Lally and Attilio Linardi of Team Lally. What they do is offer a no-obligation guarantee. If they don't do their job, you're free to get out of the contract. But don't worry, you won't want to, because Adrian and Attilio will sit down with you. Establish a price and a deadline to sell your home. If that deadline passes and your home isn't sold, they'll buy your home. Check out the success story. A seller came to Adrian, both skeptical and disappointed with their previous realtor after a year and 3 failed contracts. Well, Team Lally rolled up their sleeves, went right to work, and the home was sold in 6 months. The seller's response? Well, the client felt like the team's only client and thought the process was easy with the team's guidance. So call the only agents willing to earn your business every single day. Adrian Lally, Attilio Linardi, and her team. That number is 633-8633. 633-8633. And you can also find them online at guaranteedsale.com.
Hi, I'm Adrian.
And I'm Attilio.
When we work with you as a client, we want to focus on what?
Your real estate goals are and help you reach them.
But don't take our word for it.
Here's a happy Team Lally client.
With Team Lally, it was a different experience because she and Attilio understood what me and my husband were looking to do and which house we were interested in, and they didn't try to pressure us to look at anything else. They were just understanding, and they said, okay, if this is the house that you want, then we'll wait it out and see what happens. So I think we waited about seven months or so, and finally, the transaction and everything went through, and we got the house that we wanted. So they're very professional, very knowledgeable, very respectful, and just a delight to work with.
Open Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style.
Welcome back, and thanks for listening to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or We'll Buy It. I'm Adrian.
And I'm Attilio.
And we're talking about real estate today.
All right, so we have a guest on the show. Inspector Bo, are you there?
Hi, guys. Yes, I'm here. How are you?
How do you say your last name?
The last name is Petroni.
Petroni. Is it
A lot of
Italian?
people think it's like the tequila.
Yeah.
That's what I thought immediately.
Petroni, that sounds Italian. Is it Italian?
Good assumption. Yes, it is.
Okay, good. All right. Yeah, with a name like Attilio Leonardi, I tell people I'm Chinese.
Right.
No.
Good Irish name.
No, that's my name.
Yeah.
I have the Irish name here.
Adrian Lally.
Well, thanks for having me on the air today, guys. I listen to your show quite a bit.
Oh, thank you so much. And, we like having guests like you because you're informed, you're educated, and you help homeowners make good decisions.
That's right. Buyers and sellers.
So tell us about what you do, the name of your company. It's Plugorama Fest, number, website, the whole works.
Right. Okay. Well, again, my name is Bo Petroni. The company name is A Sound Mind Home Inspection.
Okay.
And we do have a website that you can visit. That's soundmindhomeinspection.com, or you can use the acronym ASMHI.com to visit the website. And we have lots of great information on there, as well as easy online ordering, which I think helps set us apart from some of the other companies here on island, where it just really helps to make our scheduling easy. And at the same time, people can get a lot of great information just visiting our website on who we are and what we do.
Yeah, I like that you guys have the online scheduling form. Like that's just, for us busy realtors out there, we're going a million miles a minute and
Yeah, I know
having
from
to-
the real estate side, as soon as you open escrow, you want to get that home inspection like ASAP.
So-
Right, and I know in today's market, you do oftentimes have very short inspection windows, so this really does help keep us organized in the office and hopefully able to accommodate, all of our clients' needs.
Now, when they, you had a question?
Oh, so I was going to get into the questions about Bo and how did he get to Hawaii?
Oh, yes. Tell us about
Tell
that.
more about him.
Well, I have been on island for over 20 years now. I moved here from Oregon. I was in college there in Eugene, and actually had a friend who was from Maui, born and raised on Maui, and she was planning on heading back to Maui after the school year. And I said, boy, I've always wanted to visit Hawaii, and I was a surfer in Oregon, so you can imagine the difference in water temperature.
Yes.
And so Hawaii always did sound very nice, and I came out over the summer and never left.
Never left. That's the
Hawaii's
Maui
been
story.
home for over half my life now.
Yeah. King Kamehameha, he came here a long time ago. He's still, but that's all the Hawaiians. That's all us Hawaiians got here. We never left.
So you,
Right. You can see why, obviously. I mean, Hawaii is truly no KAOI on many levels.
All right.
So you got to Maui, and then have you always been a home inspector? Or
Well, I've been
how did you-
I've had this business for over a decade, about 12, 13 years now. And I made the crossover from construction into home inspection for a couple of different reasons. I was a foreman for some custom home builders here in Wailea, in the south side, and was getting ready to make the jump into getting my own contractor's license and moving on and doing my own stuff. And my mother, who's been a realtor for over 40 years, kind of coaxed me into becoming a home inspector.
Sure.
And I bless her heart, I'm certainly glad she did. Because I don't have to break my back as hard as I used to, swinging a hammer every day. But it's a really fun profession to be involved in. I get to see a lot of amazing properties here on Maui, and not just Maui. We serve all of Maui County, and I've even gone outside of Maui County for our clients to help them with their purchases on the Big Island and on Oahu. And haven't been to
cool.
Kauai yet for home inspections.
Yeah.
But, so we will go statewide if needed, but we do service all of Maui County. And so she said, why don't you get a home inspector's license? And I said, okay, let me take a look at this. And I started reading up on it. I go, boy, this sounds really interesting. This is a lot of what I do already. Being a foreman on the job, I had to take care of quality control of our workers and all the subcontractors. So it was kind of a natural progression moving into home inspection, and also being involved in a lot of renovation work with the various home builders, that I found that this was valuable knowledge to have coming into the home inspection business. And then I ended up going to Inspection Training Associates, which is part of Kaplan University, and obtaining my education and certification through them. And the rest is kind of history. I've been here now, like I said, over 12, 13 years doing this on Maui, and really have fun, exploring and trying to obtain as much information as we can for our buyers and sellers. A lot of times sellers have us come in prior to their listings,
Yes.
so that they can get a clear understanding of what their home needs and what another home inspector might bring up as they come through for a potential buyer. And they can, at that point, take that list that we've provided for them and maybe address some of those items before they list their property.
Yeah, one of the programs we have is called Certified Pre-Own. And what we do is we give you a Lexus. No, we don't give you a Lexus.
Sign me up.
We recommend an appraisal,
professional home inspection,
professional cleaning, the whole nine yards, so that you kind of minimize the negotiations when you do get an escrow, and everybody knows exactly what to expect. I noticed on your website you've got ITA Certified Inspector. What does that mean?
Well, that again that's Inspection Training Associates that I mentioned, who's affiliated with Kaplan University.
Perfect.
And they were the first nationally recognized inspection training company in the United States. And prior to even ASHI, which a lot of people know ASHI is American Society of Home Inspectors, and one of the partners from ITA moved on and started ASHI, and we're also affiliated with ASHI, though I obtained my certification through ITA. And it's really good. I think, when people are out searching for a home inspector, of course, you can always look at the referrals that your agent or lenders or possibly a friend or family member is giving you, but to do a little research on your home inspector before actually hiring them is always recommended.
Yes.
And I think you want to look for a few different things, not necessarily that they're attached to one particular organization or have a certification coming from one particular educator. It's more a collaboration of are they certified? Have they gone through some sort of education to do this type of work? Are they insured also so that you are protected as the home buyer or seller, utilizing their services? And what kind of background did they have prior to home inspection? I certainly know that the education process helped me in becoming a home inspector, and with continuous education can help me become a better home inspector. But without an actual background in construction and renovation, I find it hard to believe that I would be able to perform as well as I do in the field of not having that sort of past experience. So
Yes.
I think really what you want to look for is a well-rounded home inspector. And of course, nowadays with the internet, we have the ability to look at customer reviews on, websites like Angie's List and Yelp and various others that can kind of help you make your decision. But I think also just getting a referral from the local community
Yes.
where you're purchasing your home or selling your home is really the best thing to do. We don't do a whole lot of advertisement. We have our names in the yellow books and we have our websites, but beyond that, we don't really push our name out there that much, but we are very, very busy, and we do around the average of about 15 to 20 home inspections a week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
That's a lot.
Yeah, it really is, and so I think that shows that we're doing something right, that people continuously put us out there by word of mouth.
So, Bo, what is the requirements for the state of Hawaii to get your home inspector's license?
Well, currently there's no actual legislation that's been passed in the state of Hawaii to require an actual licensing.
That's pretty scary.
Yeah, so that's, we do have people out there that can just jump on board and call themselves a home inspector.
Yes.
And so that's why I do press that, to find somebody who is certified and who is insured. Those are your two top of the list. And then their prior experience to becoming a home inspector, what sort of background did they have. And these can help you, make the right decision to protect yourself on finding a good home inspector.
Now, we ran in, speaking of customer comments, we ran into some clients of yours, Bert and Helena.
Oh, great.
I'm just kidding. It's right here on your website. So let me read it for the folks, because this is not like some old comment. This is from May 2nd. Thank you.
We try to update it occasionally.
Yeah, I'm going to read it to the listeners so they can hear. Thank you for the very thorough home inspection you did for us on May 2nd of this year. Your clear comments and pertinent photographs made it easy to understand the various issues. We will request that our realtor engage you when we find a more suitable property, hopefully soon. Mahalo for your exceptional, well done inspection and report. Bert and Helena.
Yeah, they were wonderful clients, and we look forward to working with them again here in the future. And of course, we don't want to be a deal killer. But this is our job, to help provide information to our clients so that they can make the proper decisions for themselves. And these are two people that are, close to retirement, and they are looking to, find their kind of dream home here on Maui. And I know it's out there for them.
Yeah.
And this property that they looked at, it was an amazing, beautiful, property, upcountry, over $2 million property with bi-coastal views. And I fell in love with it just walking on the property.
Yes.
And really overall, structurally, the home was fine, but we did have, a couple bigger issues that were going to require, possibly $30,000, $40,000 worth of remediation work. Along with, a relatively long list of maintenance needs. And these are two buyers that are looking to, like I said, retire here on Maui, and they don't want to take on a project.
Yeah.
And so for them, it just wasn't the right property. However, for somebody else, that list might not look that big or be that worrisome to them. So you never know. Each buyer's differently. We're all looking for different types of properties, and some are going to be willing to take on a lot more than others. And these were two folks that were just simply looking for something a little softer for them to take on. And we're happy that we were able to highlight these items that helped to make their decision.
Well, hey, Bo, we're going to take a quick break, but we want you to stay on the line because we want to continue this conversation.
Yes, we have some more questions for you.
Questions.
Okay, great.
So just hang tight.
Yes.
CBS News Update. I'm Harley Carnes. A new law approved so far by the U.S. House would make the NSA take an extra step to peruse the national telephone and email surveillance and other data. The NSA would no longer collect it and store it. Phone companies would do that, and NSA would have access with a court order. Virginia Republican Robert Goodlatte.
The prohibition would apply to all records, from email communications to firearms purchase records to financial records. At the same time, the bill ensures that the federal government continues to have the tools it needs to identify and intercept attacks.
Maryland Democrat Dutch Ruppersberger.
It ends bulk collection of all metadata by the government. Those that say this bill will legalize bulk collection are wrong. They're trying to scare you by making you think there are monsters under the bed. There aren't.
The Senate is scheduled to take up a similar bill next month. CBS News Update. I'm Harley Carnes.
We recommend Fidelity National Title Insurance Company for your next real estate transaction.
Through its nationwide network of direct operations and agents, Fidelity National Title provides title insurance, underwriting, escrow, and closing services to consumers.
Check them out at fidelitynationaltitle.com or fntic.com.
When you're trying to find the best of the best, don't settle for an agent that's just like the rest. Pick a team that knows just what to do. From buying or selling, we work hard for you. Team Lally, the best real estate in the islands. 227-2703.
Do you get a little nervous when thinking about real estate? Well, then here's a unique proposition for you. It's from Adrian Lally and Attilio Leonardi of Team Lally. What they do is offer a no-obligation guarantee. If they don't do their job, you're free to get out of the contract. But don't worry, you won't want to, because Adrian and Attilio will sit down with you, establish a price and a deadline to sell your home. If that deadline passes and your home isn't sold, they'll buy your home. Check out the success story. A homeowner with a failed loan modification came to Team Lally with an auction date, which was just 10 days away. Well, here's the action. The team got the auction date postponed, worked to keep the bank from foreclosing, and got 3 lien holders in agreement. The team sold the home and got $23,000 in incentives for the short sale. Sellers love these guys. So call the only agents willing to earn your business every single day. That's Adrian Lally, Attilio Leonardi, and her team at 633-8633. 633-8633. You can also find them online at guaranteedsale.com.
Hi, I'm Adrian.
And I'm Attilio.
Buying or selling a home can be stressful.
We know that having a plan of action eliminates the stress.
And that's what we do. Get rid of the stress.
Here's one of our clients.
I think really the key to their success is the way they're able to communicate with their customers. I didn't have that the last time I used a realtor.
Welcome back, and thanks for listening to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or we'll buy it. I'm Adrian.
And I'm Attilio.
And we're talking about the importance of home inspections.
And we have Inspector Clouseau from the Pink Panther.
We have Inspector Bo.
Inspector Bo.
Patrone. From A Sound Mind Home Inspection.
So I guess, did you guys go with insane home inspection and that didn't go over too well?
That's right. People just didn't feel comfortable with that.
It's like, what are you, insane? No.
And I think, that's one of the things that we really want to, get across is, we understand how stressful, these real estate transactions can be. There's a lot involved. not just financially but emotionally on
Yes.
both sides. Sellers invested in their properties, and buyers coming in with unsettled nerves, not knowing if they're making the right decision. And so we really wanted to bring, peace of mind to our clients and make sure that they really feel in sound mind condition going through this transaction.
Yeah, I want to speak to something, because what realtors are looking for, obviously we want to close the deal, but we want to balance that with risk management and not getting sued for somebody.
We want to make sure it's the right decision for our clients.
Yeah, and maybe the right decision is not buying the home, and we want to educate them. So we bring in guys like you, but I want to speak to something I've noticed about your manner. You have a very good bedside manner, because
like a calming type of voice.
I was joking about it, but people don't want insane home inspector you're walking around going, "Oh my goodness, what are you guys thinking? Are you insane?" Yeah, no, and then that's when the realtors are like cringing and it's like, "What is he saying?" But sounds like you kind of go through a real professional, calm approach to it's
explaining.
Yeah.
Well,
presenting the situation.
The truth is everything can be fixed.
Yes.
So we really want to look at what we've observed and determine, is this something that's, going to require an extensive, amount of time and money, or is this something that can really relatively be taken care of easily? And, we won't give cost estimates within our reports or anything like that, but we have been through the process with contractors, or even myself been through the process at some point in time being involved in the construction industry, where I can help give people a little more insight, and we will give some verbal consultation to help describe the process that they might have to go through, and also possibly what sort of cost involvement might be entailed to help settle their minds a little bit, because sometimes it just seems overwhelming. We get these long lists on our summary sheets and the reports, and a good portion of it is very, very small, Menini-type maintenance needs, which are going to go along with most homes in Hawaii that are older than 10 years of age. What we're trying to find are, big issues that, potentially could cost somebody tens of thousands of dollars, so that they can be aware and prepare themselves for that if they do want to move forward. Here in Hawaii, oftentimes mold is an issue.
Yes.
And it comes up time and time again on our inspections reports. However, the majority of the time it's a very small issue that can be easily remediated with simple cleaning methods. However, we do have occasions where we come across something that will take several thousands of dollars, if not tens of thousands of dollars, to remediate properly.
Sure.
So it can be that mold word certainly can be something to be, concerned about. But mold is everywhere here in Hawaii, and we try to bring that across to our clients and say, hey, let's get just a little further information before you run scared. Let's take a look at this a little closer. Let's get some testing done so we know exactly what type of fungal growth we have at hand, and at what sort of concentrated levels within the home and at the exterior of the home, so we can try to determine where the source is coming from.
So does your company also do the mold testing?
Currently, we do not. We are going to have that. Hopefully, by the end of the summer, we'll be providing the mold testing service itself. But right now, we do work with mold testers.
I don't know any other ones that do that.
Well, it's the spectrum is from the stuff you spray the bleach on to the Ebola strain where you want to burn the whole house down.
The Cetobacter, the black mold, is the one we're most concerned about, and the only one that actually requires licensed remediation. However, we also need to educate people on how to maintain their homes properly so that these issues don't arise. And these are simple things like keeping the house well ventilated, using the proper cleaning products in your home. I noticed you had mentioned bleach. Well, bleach is only effective on a solid surface for cleaning. It doesn't have the ability to penetrate pores, and therefore, in most cases, isn't an effective, cleaner. We want to utilize products like borax. The boric acid is a natural destroyer of these fungal and microbial type growths, and it does have the ability to penetrate pores. And there's a lot of other eco-friendly products out there, like hydrogen peroxide, grapefruit seed extract and tea tree oil. These products can be used in the home. They're more eco-friendly. They're certainly better for your health overall.
Yes.
And they're effective. So it's really about getting this information to the people, so to the home buyers and owners, so they know how to maintain their house, doing regular maintenance checks to detect leaks and adverse conditions that can contribute to these adverse conditions arising, and catching them before they cause major issues to arise. These are the things we want our clients to know about.
So that is part of you guys have a maintenance program as one of the services that you offer besides home inspections?
Yes, and we can come through your property. We offer various different types of maintenance programs, monthlies and quarterlies and biannuals and annuals, of course. And we can come through the property and do an evaluation and let you know what needs maintenance at that point in time, or possible even repair. And we have a maintenance schedule that homeowners can follow, and they can do it themselves, so they don't have to hire us to come in every time to do it, because a lot of this stuff homeowners are more than capable of doing.
Now, what's this STRH? It's inspections, and you got in parentheses vacation rental permit.
Right, I wanted to come back to that. Thanks for bringing that up, because you had asked, are there any requirements in the state of Hawaii? There are none for home inspections, but with the STRH forms, this is the vacation rental applications that people will go through with the county to turn their properties into short-term rentals. And it does require an ASHI certified or affiliated inspector to perform that inspection, and I'm happy to say that we are affiliated with ASHI, so we can do those home inspections. You can find us there at their website as well, at ashi.com. Or we have the information again on our website.
Speaking of your website, it's asminspection.com.
That you can go soundmindhomeinspection.com. You can go ASMHI, the acronym.com, and also ASM Home Inspection, ASMinspection.com. So we have multiple ways to get to the website. But if you just type in our name, of course, it will just pop up, and you can visit the website and scan over it and learn some information there that we might not be talking about today, but there's other information. And we even have the ASHI standards, which we do abide by. We're happy to say that we go above and beyond those standards, but we do use them as a guideline to make sure that we're doing everything that we need to do on site for our people.
Now, your office number, is it?
879-4166?
That's correct, 879-4166, but I do encourage people to call me direct. I'm very good about picking up my phone and spending some time with people to answer their questions throughout the day. Even if I'm out in the field, oftentimes I can pick up the phone, so you can always call me directly at 870-0593.
What's nice is you actually put your mobile and your office on there. A lot of people are like hiding behind the internet. I'm like, where are you? I can't get a hold of you.
Right. We try to be available at all times, 7 days a week, though I am a family man, so I do take time with my family over the weekends, and I might turn my phone off for a few hours.
Now, is it only you as part of the company, or do you have additional staff members that help you?
Other than just, our bookkeeper helps us in the office, I do work with another inspector. His name's Ryan O'Mara, and he's absolutely fantastic. Ryan comes from a great background being involved in home inspections. He had his own home inspection business in Georgia for over 8 years, and also had a roofing business there. So he came with a great background. He also has a business here on Maui. He does some small installation work for various companies, and had approached me about home inspections just, about a year and a half ago, I guess now. And I had always worked alone and was apprehensive about bringing in anybody into the company because I'm a little picky about my work, I guess. And just wasn't confident that anybody could do the job that I try to do for my clients. But I gave Ryan an opportunity, a chance to come and work with me, and we kind of just hit it off right from the very start. I could just tell that he was going to be a good fit, good-looking guy, had a great smile, very personable, very articulate, and had a great background. And so we did a 2-month training process with him prior to him going out and working for our clients individually. And I knew probably after a week that he was good to go. And we had very similar reporting styles, and he just took on like a fish in water to our report and all the duties that would be required of him.
That's great. Now you can spend time with your family, and he can be doing the home inspection reports.
I thought that's what was going to happen, but we've only gotten busier.
Oh, that's good news.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Now it says something too that you have been in business, overlapping probably one of the worst real estate bubbles in our lifetimes, and
Right.
and we've been in business that long too. And I always tell people, if you can weather that, then that means you have a business that people want to continue using.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and that, of course, that hit a lot of people very hard here on Maui that are tied into the industry, and we did absolutely feel it. There's no doubt about it. That was before Ryan had joined my team, but I certainly felt it, and it made me reevaluate the business a little bit, decide what do I need to do with this, because this isn't going to be the last time this happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what do we need to do to prepare ourselves for the future, so that we can be prepared and not, be one of these companies that all of a sudden is not here any longer? Because we certainly did lose several home inspectors at that downturn. And I started inquiring with various lending companies and developers, and we started working on different avenues involved with the home inspection business. So we do draw inspections during the construction process for lenders, and parcel inspections for lenders, and equipment inspection for various companies. And finding those avenues is what really saved me during that big hit, and was able to get us through the 6 months to a year that we really felt the hit.
Mm-hmm.
But by 2010, we were already breaking records again as far as our annual revenue. So we felt it for about a year, I would say. Mm-hmm.
Well, hey, Bo, before we let you go, one last thing we want you to share with us is the most interesting, most wacky
inspection,
funny haha inspection that you've ever had.
Well, my gosh, there certainly have been a few interesting ones, and again, like I said, we get to see all types of properties, from little tiny studios to big giant oceanfront homes.
Mm-hmm.
But the things that I find interesting are, not big issues with homes or things like that. It's more related to animals a lot of times.
Yeah.
And what you'll see animals do, and mynah birds. We all know mynah birds living in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they're very interesting creatures. In fact, I've had one recently here at my house that just won't leave us alone, and he comes pretty much every day to get a piece of banana or something.
Yeah.
And I've learned a lot about the mynah birds, how territorial they are and how family-oriented they are. And this is kind of sad. This is going to be sad to animal lovers, and I'm sorry. But, this is not the first time it's happened. But when I've inspected chimneys, I have had, mynah birds, the whole family of mynah birds come out. Now, of course, they're dead by this point because they've gotten themselves lodged into the chimney. The interesting fact about this is they didn't start a nest in there. These were all, grown mynah birds.
Yeah.
What they will do is they will follow each other. They will hear one in distress, and they will go to try to help them. And after that one gets stuck, the next one will come, and so forth and so forth.
Oh, wow.
But this, to Hawaii homeowners, is something that is a concern because most of us don't inspect our chimney flues on a regular basis. And this can be a huge potential fire hazard to a home.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can't stress enough how important it is to do your annual, if not biannual, inspections on your chimneys. And particularly prior to use, you should always take a look. If it's been a while since you've used your fireplace, get down with a flashlight, open up your flue, and take a look into your chimney.
Yeah.
And see if there's anything that appears to be blocking it prior to use.
And
hopefully we'll save a few homes that way.
Yes, thank you so much. And for people that are listening on the internet, we are not in Minnesota, but we do have homes up in high altitude. It gets a little chilly. So yeah, they got chimneys on homes here on Maui.
That was actually down in Wailea.
Oh, Wailea. The person was real skinny. They're always feeling cold. They had a chimney in their home. But anyway, thanks so much for being on the show. We want to remind people that are listening in, they can give you a call. What's that cell phone number again?
The cell phone number is 870-0593. And the website you can go to is asmhi.com or soundmindhomeinspection.com.
All right, Inspector Bo, thanks so much for being on the show.
Thank you, guys. I love your show. Keep doing the great work, and I look forward to possibly being on in the future.
Yes, definitely,
absolutely.
for sure.
Okay, thank you again.
All right, well, don't go too far. We have to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to have Brandon Force, our man on the street.
He's our malasada on the street.
He's
I'll
not
tell you more about that after the
malasada.
break.
When you're trying to find the best of the best, don't settle for an agent that's just like the rest. Pick a team that knows just what to do. From buying or selling, we work hard for you. Team Lally, the best real estate in the islands. 227-2703.
Tired of waiting 2 or 3 months to finalize your home loan or refinance? Maui's Axia Home Loans has a turnaround time of 30 days or less by processing your loans locally.
Take advantage of today's low interest rates by calling our good friend Brady Spangler of Axia Home Loans. His personal cell is 264-3798. That's 264-3798. You know what I like about Axia?
What do you like about Axia?
Well, they're committed to creating sustainable home ownership through responsible lending. Hawaii NMLS ID number 27830.
Let me ask you something. Do problems come to mind before opportunities when thinking about real estate? Well, then here's a unique proposition for you. It's from Adrian Lally and Attilio Leonardi of Team Lally. What they do is offer a no-obligation guarantee. If they don't do their job, you're free to get out of the contract. But don't worry, you won't want to, because Adrian and Attilio will sit down with you, establish a price and a deadline to sell your home, and if that deadline passes and your home isn't sold, they'll buy your home. Check out the success story. Team Lally listed a home, and 1 week before the open house, they received 2 full-price offers. And this happened just with Team Lally's pictures and video of the home. After the open house, the sellers had 4 offers in hand. So check with the only agents willing to earn your business every single day. That's Adrian Lally, Attilio Leonardi, and her team. And that phone number is 633-8633. It's 633-8633. Again, that's 633-8633. Also online at guaranteedsale.com.
Hi, I'm Adrian.
And I'm Attilio.
Buying or selling a home can be stressful.
We know that having a plan of action eliminates the stress.
And that's what we do. Get rid of the stress.
Here's one of our clients.
I think really the key to their success is the way they're able to communicate with their customers. I didn't have that the last time I used a realtor.
Welcome back, and thanks for listening to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or We'll Buy It. I'm Adrian.
And I'm Attilio.
And we're talking about real estate.
Hey, everybody, check out our website, teamlally.com. We just got out our books called the Maui
Real Estate Guide.
Real Estate Guide. You can go to Amazon.com. It's $20 plus shipping.
Or we'll give it to you free.
Just click on the information on our website. We'll send it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're like super cheap and you just want to give somebody a gift. Go to our website. You can re-gift from us. And now, do we charge them $50 shipping?
No.
No, free shipping
free
too.
shipping too.
All right, click on the Maui Real Estate Guide on our website. It's got area
information for buyers, for sellers. There's a whole chapter
retiring,
about vacation rental,
repeating what your partner keeps saying
to annoy her.
Yeah, so that's in the book also.
All right, so we have Brandon Force, our man on the street.
You are malasada on the street.
So what is the malasada on the street?
Does this malasada speak? Brandon.
I'm here.
Do you know what a malasada is?
I do not. I'm hoping you're going to tell me. I'm going up.
We'll better than that. We'll get one for you the next time. It's kind of like a doughy,
like a donut kind of
sugary covered, deep fried kind of Portuguese donut. Malasada. There was also a series, a show, right? Or no, was that Masada? That's about.
What are you talking about?
That was a different. That was Masada.
Prime time.
Yeah, it was when the Romans, they were building up the big bridge and the ramp thing, and the Jewish guys were held out on the top of the plateau.
Brandon Force.
That wasn't Malasada. That was Masada.
Our Malasada on the street.
It was a very gripping show.
Give us what are we going to talk about today in Maui real estate?
Give us the update.
Let's first hit some of our upcoming listings. We have a bunch coming out soon.
Okay. Great.
Of course, we have property coming up in Maui Lani. It's going to be in the Legends area, right there off Maui Lani. It's going to be 4-bedroom, 3-bath. That one's going to be coming out probably late June, if not July. That one's going to be coming. There's one at the end of the month. I'm taking pictures next week, actually, in Wailuku. So that's going to be a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. That one actually have a little bit of an ocean view of the Waihehe and North Shore access there. And then also another one in Kahului. It's going to be this one's pretty cool. I was taking pictures of it a couple days ago, and they totally fixed the whole entire thing up. They gutted it, and so everything is brand new, from the flooring to the granite countertops. There's an ohana also that's been totally redone, new siding. They went down to the ground. I mean, even the concrete leading up to the house has been completely reslabbed.
All right, so these are all coming soon properties that Brandon's talking about. So if you're interested in any of them, you can give us a call at 633-8633. That's 633-8633, and we'd be happy to help you.
Now, what if you're for sale by owner? We've got a program for you.
Yes, it's called a no-hassle listing.
No-hassle listing, and if you want to learn more about those details, you give us a call.
That's right, 633-8633.
And our malasada on the street will be glad to share those details with you.
He might even bring you a malasada.
A hot, tasty malasada.
Sounds like a good buzzword right there.
But anyway, so...
Oh, Brandon, do you have the deal of the day?
Deal of the day on Maui. We got 3 minutes left on the show.
I do. The deal of the day is on the west side. It's Lahaina Shores. It's a condo. It's a studio with, of course, has its own bathroom. It's about 500 square feet. And this particular condo is under $200,000. And the reason why I chose it is it's also short-term vacation rentable.
Gotcha.
So getting into something that's fee simple, under $200,000, and you can rent it out short-term is almost unheard of for that price point. So,
is there any kind of figures as far as what you can collect for vacation rentals that they're sharing, or?
Well, we can use the rule of thumb that I've learned about, which is if you do long-term rental versus short-term rental, pretty much you can double. If you're getting $1,000 a month for this unit, if you do vacation rental, you're going to get $2,000. And that's I'm speaking from personal experience with managing a vacation rental for over 4 years.
So with this one, does it have any numbers with it, or?
Yeah, what's the numbers?
It doesn't have any numbers posted on the up front, but
we can find that out.
Yes.
Yes, we can.
All right. So the we're here in the studio, and they have all these old LPs or albums, vinyl albums, and I just randomly pulled one out. We're going to do this every show if we have time. This one's by Frank De Lima. It's called The Taste of Malasadas. Now you know why I got malasadas on the brain. But I want to read the bottom part. It says, features such as the Portuguese fight song, the heart-rendering saga of Antipilao, and the fabulous sounds of the Monday Manure, back with the unique delivery of Kohu Radio, the exciting Filipino fiesta, and the electrifying sounds of Star Wars with the close encounters of the insane kind. That's the description of the album. And it's 1978. This is a classic, man. Frank De Lima. Anyway.
Our malasada.
He's our Frank De Lima. We got to have him call in the show. He can be our malasada on the street.
We'll probably have to use the beeping on him.
Yeah. No. He's pretty G-rated.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, coming down to the end of the show, Brandon, you still there?
Yep, still here.
Yep. One last thing. Anything else you want to share with us? What's your phone number?
My personal phone number?
No, what's the buyer hotline, seller hotline?
The phone number is 633-8633.
All right.
So give Brandon a call for the deal of the day.
Thank you,
or any of the
Brandon.
coming soon listings.
Yes.
All right, so thank you for listening, and thank you to our sponsors.
Denise Kaihu with Hawaii Escrow and Title.
Brady Spangler of Axia Home Loans.
Matt Fortier with Fidelity National Title. If you want to get a hold of any of our sponsors, just go to teamlally.com and check out our business partner page under our link section.
And we also want to give a big thank you to Gary, our producer here in the studio.
Chee-hoo.
And make sure to tune in next week. We're going to have an awesome guest talking about something that will change your life forever.
This is the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the guaranteed
Sold Program. If we can't sell your home at the agreed upon price and or time frame, we'll have it bought for cash.
Thanks and aloha!